Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In a previous video, we discussed my 5 best reasons to live in Dayton, Ohio. Today we're going to see the other side of that, some not so great reasons for moving to Dayton. Now these issues we're going to discuss aren't Dayton specific. You'll come across these same issues with many cities across the country. These are all topics that you're going to want to discuss and do your own research on when moving to a specific area. Today we're going to talk about how these things affect Dayton, Ohio. And the first thing on this list that I want to talk about is going to be the weather. If you've spent any time in the Northwest, talked to anybody from the area, you've probably heard stories about the inconsistent temperament of Ohio weather. So our weather here in Ohio can be pretty moody sometimes. We've got long hot summers and long winters, and it feels like we don't really get the opportunity to enjoy spring and fall. So let's look at spring first. It kind of gets squeezed short as summer moves in. And the true spring feeling months are going to be March and April, where we're going to have highs right around 60s. It's still going to get close to that freezing temperature at night. You're going to experience a lot of rain showers during this time and just an overall inconsistency in the temperature. I remember 2 years ago going to an Easter egg hunt at my church. I was in a t-shirt with my sunglasses on, and then we went to the same event last year at the same time with my coat and gloves on. It's typical to see some snow into March. Usually that's done by April, where when we do see snow, there's not much coverage from it. There is a lot of good that comes out of the summer months in Ohio, and really it's my favorite season in the area. You know, May, we've got the sun coming out, the days are getting hotter, the nights are getting hotter, things are starting to grow and bloom. It's really a beautiful time of year here. Still getting some pop-up rain showers during that time. Once June rolls around, we've got those consistent highs around 80 degrees. Dropping to maybe the mid 60s during the night. Moving into July and August, it gets real sticky, gets muggy, the humidity starts to come out. If you have an issue with humidity, those are going to be the months that are most annoying to you. One thing about the summers here, which I don't really personally find to be an issue, are the cold fronts that come through. These cold fronts move through, bringing a nice cool breeze. It's actually a welcome surprise during those hot, sticky July and August months. Now when we move into the fall months, October, November timeframe, it's really a short-lived autumn here in Ohio. The nights start to get breezy real quick. Leaves change within a couple weeks and they're all gone by early November. The weather's inconsistent. The temperatures can change day to day, sometimes 40-degree differences. We've trick-or-treated in an inch of snow, and I've fried a turkey in shorts and a t-shirt. It's just really hard to know what you're gonna get this time of year. Also this time of year, you're gonna notice that sun start to sneak away as we get closer to winter. And by the time winter rolls around in early December, that sun's gone. The winters here from December, really from December to February, are just cold, they're dark, they're dreary. Our average highs are gonna be in the mid-30s during this time. It's typical for us to see about a week of negative-degree wind chills where it's just blistering cold outside. Typically always windy, tons of cloud cover. Over the 3-month span of winter from December to February, we average 42 days of snowfall. That's not saying accumulated snow on the ground, but you're gonna see flurries almost half of the days of winter. And if it's not flurries during this time and it's still precipitating, you get this nasty freezing rain that turns into slush. It makes it a nightmare to drive. And there are times during the long dark winter where I feel like it's never gonna end. Now after all that, I must say I really do enjoy the summers here. The winters are tough, they're hard to get through, but once you do and you get into April and May and start transitioning into summer, you forget all about it until next year. Now I wish we could stop our list there. The weather's not gonna be the only downside about Dayton, Ohio. We've got to talk about a couple more things here. The next one on the list are going to be your options for entertainment in the area. Due to Dayton's size, its access to major entertainment options are limited. We don't have large concert venues or professional sports teams. While the local events that Dayton does offer are always a blast to go to, they're small in comparison to those events that happen in major cities. Our theaters and our venues are going to be on a smaller size, and that smaller size can make it more difficult to get bigger artists or comedians to come to the area. Now the silver lining of this drawback, like I've stated in a previous video, is going to be Dayton's location relative to other large cities. So we do have Cincinnati, Columbus, Indianapolis, all right here, and those do have professional sports teams, large concerts in the zoos and aquariums and large museums, and it's not difficult to catch a concert in Columbus on Saturday night and a Cincinnati Bengals game in Cincinnati on Sunday afternoon. And then of course the last thing on this list that we need to discuss is going to be Dayton's crime rate. Now these statistics that I found revolve around Dayton proper, which consists of the areas close to downtown, really covers about 150,000 people versus the roughly 850,000 person population for the greater Dayton area. So while the city of Dayton itself has high crime rates compared to the national average and compared to other cities of the same size, Dayton's surrounding areas and the communities that you'd be moving to should you come to the area are considered to be much safer, most of which run from average to above average when compared to the national average. Now, it's important that you do your own research when it comes to crime in a city. While Dayton's given a bad rap sheet for its crime rates, these are really designated to specific neighborhoods in the city. Now, I've spent a lot of time in downtown Dayton myself. I've never felt threatened to be down there no matter what time of day it was. But just doing your own research and being aware of your surroundings to help make you feel safe is always a good idea. If you were to find yourself a couple blocks in the wrong direction in any major city, your perception on the area may change pretty drastically. So there you have it. Those are a few things that could be perceived as negatives for the Dayton area. Obviously, this is all up to personal preference and your own thoughts about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. If you think I've missed anything or if you agree with something that I've said, let's have a discussion about it. If you have any questions about any of the things that we discussed, or you're thinking about making a move in the area, you can find my contact information below or at the end of the video. If you found any value at all in this video, a like and a subscription would really help me grow the channel so that I can help as many of you as possible. Thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to you next time.